hi guys, welcome back to Welsh Beast Sports. Now I just want to give my reaction to that thrilling game at the Racecourse. What a game that was. What a comeback by Wrexham. Absolutely fantastic. Breathtaking stuff. The whole of football is talking about it. The whole of football has been gripped by this match today. What a fight back by Wrexham. Wrexham coming back from 4-1 down at half-time to draw 5-all with Swindon Town at the Racecourse. I mean, that second half performance was just sublime. It was breathtaking. It was a joy to watch. What a fight back. What heart. What heart. You can't buy hearts like that. You can't buy hearts like that in the transfer window. And if you could, not even the Saudi Pro League could afford it. I mean, that is typical Wrexham. It's what we're famous for. We just won't give in. We fight to the end. And that second half performance just shows everybody what we're made of. The heart, the steel, the fight. Wrexham were brilliant in that second half. It was the response they needed. 4-1 down at half-time, as I said, looking dead and buried. They had to respond. They had to, and they did. They came out on fire. Absolutely on fire. They dominated that second half. Certainly, at the beginning, they were all over Swindon. They wouldn't give them room to breathe. They got forward in numbers. They were aggressive. They were ambitious. The football was fast. They moved the ball well. Seriously impressive response in that second half. When the chips were down, they delivered. They got the goal exactly when they needed it. Elliot Lee getting the second goal to make it 4-2 in that second half, exactly at the right time from a penalty. Wrexham have been dominant at that stage and they had to score then. They had to take that opportunity. As I said, it was a penalty, but that's what you get when you put teams under pressure. They make mistakes. Defenders make mistakes. They make bad decisions. But it's what Wrexham deserved. A response, I mean, that was just breathtaking. I feel if Wrexham had made it 4-4, they would have won the game. They were in such control. Such control. I think Swindon's fifth goal did knock the stuffing out of them. When Swindon made it 5-3, it knocked the stuffing out of them. It was a kick in the testicles and Wrexham dropped in. They were on top until that stage. They were on top. At 4-3, it was Wrexham's. If Wrexham had scored next and made it 4-all, they would have gone on to win it. James Jones got Wrexham's third goal in the second half to make it 4-3, as I said, when they were on top. When they were dominating the game in every aspect. Yes, Swindon had their moments. They hit the bar. Tozer almost scored an own goal. Of a bizarre back pass. He was lucky there. Very lucky. But I think that's that fifth goal for Swindon really did stop Wrexham in their tracks. And I really did think that was over. I did think that was over. But fair play. They found a second wind in the last 5-10 minutes or so. Did the substitutions help? Did seeing your 5 minutes of stoppage time on the board, did that give them another boost? We've seen a lot of stoppage time lately, haven't we? In both halves. I still don't know how they calculate it. It's a strange one. It's causing a lot of discussion. But we're getting a lot of stoppage time and a lot of injury time in games. So the opportunity is always there to get a late goal. And Elliot Lee got the fifth for Wrexham in the 96th minute. Another gripping game for Wrexham. Another fantastic match at the Racecourse. Another fantastic game for Wrexham to be involved in. But as we know, it's the bigger picture needs to be discussed. It's not all brilliant. It's a 0.1 today. We have to have this as a 0.1. But it's still a draw, a 0.1. Some points dropped, but considering the circumstances, it's a 0.1. But we have to look at the bigger picture. Maybe that's for another day. Parky's not happy about certain aspects. He's realistic. Wrexham conceding far too many goals. How's that happening? Why is it happening? Going forward, as brilliant as ever, even without Paul Mullin. Bickerstaff scored today. He got Wrexham's first goal. He's beginning to make a name for himself. He's beginning to become a fan favourite. You know, Bickerstaff could be the next star at Wrexham. He's looking very, very good. He's starting to come of age with more game time, with more experience. He's starting to prove his worth. There's been a lot of talk about Bickerstaff for a couple of seasons. We've known about him for a while. Now he's starting to deliver. So going forward, Wrexham as great as ever. Defensively, what's happening? The midfield is non-existent. The defence very weak, conceding far too many goals. They're not concentrating enough. Swindon today, like other teams, have had far too much time in the box. They've had far too much time to pick their shots. They've got ahead of the defence for chances. They've got in front of the defenders. You know, Foster, could he do better for some goals? Is his positioning as good as it should be at the moment? Is his concentration as good as it should be? But Wrexham's defence is vulnerable, and there is a case that the midfield is non-existent at the moment. Why is the midfield so weak? It shouldn't be. Wrexham have the players there. They talk about Wrexham needing a holding midfielder. That's what Cannon was brought in for, and he's been so effective last season. What's going wrong now? I think the players are there. With Young, Davis, O'Connor, Cannon, the midfield is there. The defence is there. Does he need to reorganise and restructure? But does he bring Tozer into midfield like he did a couple of seasons ago for a few games? Tunnicliffe at the back when he's fit. But they need some more steel in midfield. With a brand new league, these teams are strong, they fit, they're experienced. It's a whole new world, as I've said. Wrexham are struggling to adapt in some areas. Teams are not showing Wrexham respect. They're up for the challenge. But the Racecourse needs to become a fortress again. Wrexham are very weak at the Racecourse. A very good win against Walsall on Tuesday, but still some vulnerabilities there at home. We have to get the Racecourse a fortress, because that's how they won the league last season. Being so good at home. Only dropping 2 points at home last season. That's what won them the National League and got them back in the Football League. We have to get it together at home. Make the Racecourse a fortress. Teams are not respecting us at the moment. They don't fear us. But again, it's a new league. It's a brand new world, as I keep saying. In that first half, Wrexham were very, very poor. After a bright start, Bickerstaff had a good chance that was saved. And they started reasonably well, Wrexham, but they just fell off. They give Swindon far too much time, far too much of the ball, and they weren't closing down enough. They were giving them far too much space and weren't really creating anything in that first half. They weren't using Barnett down the right enough. When he got the ball, Barnett, and was able to attack with aggression and ambition, he looked dangerous, as he always does, but we didn't use Barnett enough. Again, as I said, very weak in midfield. The goals far too easy. Far too easy. They had far too much time on the ball. One of the goals was at the near post, where the Swindon player got in front of the defence. The defence not switched on. The defence too slow. Disappointing for Swindon's third goal. So immediately after Wrexham got one back with Bickerstaff to make it 2-1, they gave a cheap ball away and made it far too easy for Swindon to make it 3-1. Far too easy. He was allowed far too much time on the ball to get forward and got the shot away. A shot from outside the box wasn't dealt with properly. But the goals were far too easy for Swindon in every aspect. Too much time on the ball and the defence not concentrating. But a brilliant fight back from Wrexham. Like I said, typifies everything they're famous for. It's a point won. It was a great, great ending to the game. You can sense it was going to happen. You could sense it was going to happen at one stage. It looked down and out at half time, but that brilliant second half performance just made everyone stand up. It just reignited the stadium and just had everyone buzzing. What a performance. A brilliant comeback from Wrexham. As I said, some points to discuss going forward. We'll save that for another day. But Wrexham 5, Swindon 5. Wrexham come back from 4-1 down at half time. So point one. A brilliant, brilliant comeback. Great stuff. Cheers guys, and I will see you on the next video.